She's got to help me.
Morning, all.
There you go. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Is it 9:30? Because we want to be respectful. And Emerick, you trust me, we'll probably have another 10 folks jump on. But guys, without further ado, I don't want to waste a whole lot of time because you guys have seen the promotions. And here is a man that, has accolades from here to Prince George County. They're long and extensive. And I wanted Emerick on the call today because, the group is all about I don't even know how to articulate it, but I think Brad and I, we wanted to make sure that, one, we were bringing value each and every week with the, with the speakers that we have on. And here's a guy that I respect, and I don't even remember when we met. I know it was a long time ago now. And I do remember specifically, we were somewhere around the country traveling together. And I remember when we were in the gym, Emerick, I think we were both on the treadmill.
Right.
You might not remember that, right? And getting our workout on. And I just remember then that, man, here's a guy who's got it going on, but he makes time for things that are important to him. And I see your workout routine and the way you deliver. So I just wanted you to take a little time this morning and share with the group whatever's on your heart. And the floor is yours, my friend.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you? Rise and grind.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
I want to take a few minutes just to have a real conversation. And the funny thing about it is I'm looking at the maturity of the audience here. I'm looking at the maturity of the attendees here. And what's really funny is we always believe there's something new. There's nothing new under the sun. Just so you're clear. Like we mix something up, we make something, and we do something and say, oh, this is great. This is a new idea. No, it's only a new idea to you. And I was talking to Ben, and we missed this point of relationships, right? I don't believe that we dig deep enough into our relationships and people. What I want everybody to understand, what I want you guys to just think about this for a second. It does not matter where you are in your life. It does not matter where you are in your business. You never have financial issues, right? You never have transaction issues. You have minimal health issues. Everything in your life that does not exist currently, that means you have a relationship issue. That means that you don't have the right people in your life that guide you to the right place to get the right results. And we overlook that. We don't think about that. And the fact is, the people who we really, really require in our life, most of them are already there. Yeah. And if they're not there, we're one person away from finding that person who we require in our life to take us to a different place of what I call phenomenal and phenomenalness. And when we wrap our brain around this, if you say, well, I'm having a financial challenge, right? And you're in real estate, you're not having a financial challenge. You're having a challenge with ready, willing, and able buyers and sellers, clients who are willing to do business with you. So why do you have that issue? You have that issue because you have relationship challenge. Number one, you don't have the right relationship with people who are going to be buying or selling real estate. Number two, you don't have the right people in your life that are willing to refer ready, willing, able buyers and sellers to you. And so how do we correct that? We really have to take a look at that right there. Are we availing ourselves? Are we making ourselves available to the people in our circle? And are we connecting with them on a level where they have the trust factor to either do business with us or to refer business to us? It's either one or the other. But the fact is, we don't have the right relationships. That's that end. If you said, I am having a health challenge, right? Barring something that's terminal, we have health challenges because we don't have the right relationships with the right people that are willing to encourage us to eat properly, that are willing to encourage us to work out properly, or just give us good, sound advice, whether even if it's medical advice. We don't have the right relationships with the right people. If we're in a place where our business, you're doing a great business, let's put it out there. I'm just going to throw it out there. You're doing a $20 million business. You want to do a $30 million business. Why aren't you doing a $30 million business? It's probably because you have $20 million friends. And so the strange part about this with relationships, though, is that as we get to be adults, please nobody take offense to this, as we get to be adults and as we get older, something about life that causes us to get dumber and dumber, right? And the reason why I say that is no matter where you are in your life, the older you get, the longer the list become of things that you're not willing to do. When you were 20, think about that. You were immortal at 20. You did all kinds of stupid stuff. Then when you came to be 30, you said, well, that was kind of dumb when I did that. I won't do that anymore. Then when you get to be 40, you look at the stuff you did when you were 30, you was like, that was crazy. That was ridiculous. And then when you get to be 50, that's a totally different conversation, because now you realize all of the idiotic, stupid, dumb things you did between 20, 30, and 40, and you say, I'm going to condense my life, and now I have a list of items that I'm just not going to do. I'm just not going to do it. No matter what you say, my list is there. I'm not going to do it. The reality is that what they say is that people create more million-dollar businesses and more millions of dollars in their lifetime at 50 and beyond, because they have an accumulation of their mistakes. So here's the deal. The reality, my point being, is that when we're young and we have kids, or if you were a kid when you were in your 20s, I'm not sure, somebody told you, don't hang around with these people. Remember that? That's a bad influence. You tell your kids, they're bad influence. You don't hang around those people. They're not good friends. They're not going to lead you in the right direction. And then as we get to be adults, guess what? We accept those friends in our life that people are not moving our life forward. The relationships that we have, let's be honest, they're not the best relationships. The other end of that is, as we get older, we've had these relationships in our life so long that we don't believe that we can live without them. And so consequently, we have these relationships that are not helping us to grow in the best direction, and we keep those relationships. So I'm just going to ask this question. It's not for me to answer, it's for you to answer. What relationships in your life can you do without, or what relationships in your life that you're currently fostering that are not genuinely promoting your cause of doing business the best way? Because this is a business conversation. Personal is a different subject. In your business life, what relationships do you have that are not promoting your business the best way? That's one end. The second end, which is ultimately your responsibility, what are you doing to build deeper, better, more meaningful relationships with people who don't currently exist in your life? And the reason I'm asking that question is that the truth is, the people who you interact in with your life, and from a relationship perspective, if they were going to help you get to the next level, you'd already be at the next level. So they're there and they're not helping you get to the next level. Are you doing yourself a favor? Is it a self-helping relationship or a self-hurting relationship from a business perspective? Can't answer that question. However, we just got to look at our relationships differently. One of the things that I love to just engage people with is this. The relationships that you currently have, are you being genuine in your relationships, and are you fostering the best environment for the best relationships? Are you? Because you really can't control other people. You really can control yourself. Are you fostering the best environment for the best relationships? Are you coming to the table as your true, genuine, authentic self? I can't answer that question. So here are a couple of things that I want you to just think about this. Connect with key relationships on a consistent basis, right? Continually add value to the people in your life who you deem to be your relationship partners, right? And when you do those two items, that's the start of the magic happening in your relationships. And you got to be really careful with this, because so many of us, we spend major time with minor people. We spend major time with minor people. Learn to contribute to others rather than seduce or hook them. Make relationships more important than the results. And then leverage your schedule to allow adequate space and sufficient time to expand your relationships. And so we got to find a way in business. We absolutely have to find a way to have deeper, stronger, more meaningful relationships.
Are you up here?
Because at the end of the day, it's the relationship that matters, right? At the end of the day, if you have no business, if you have no money, and you have to start over from ground zero, what's going to propel you forward? Your relationships. And we can talk about this. You can have a relationship question all day. We all grown folks. We have a husband, wife, a significant other. What if you treated your husband, your wife, or your significant other the way you treat your clients? What if you treated your husband, wife, or significant other the way that you treat people who are in your database that could have an infinite return of referrals in your relationship, right? What if you treated your husband, wife, or significant other just in general the way we even treat our business? You would be divorced, separated, no longer associated. It just doesn't matter at that point. And the person feels like it doesn't matter. So in our relationship building with our customers, clients, and the people who we deem to be important in our life, other than our significant other, we have to do a better job at forming deeper, more meaningful relationships. Because at the end of the day, relationships transcend all. It's not about the money. It's not about the success. It's about the relationship. Now, the same way we are in relationship, we have to figure out how to get out of relationship with people too. Now, it goes both ways. It's deeper, meaningful relationships, and it may just be a deeper, meaningful more meaningful relationship that person has to have with somebody else other than you. And there's some people in our business life and just personal life too, we have to bless and release. You just have to bless and release. It's not a negative energy. It's not a negative thing. You just have to bless and release them from your space, because they're not moving your agenda to the next level. And again, as I said, as we get older, as humans, we get to this place where we just get dumber and dumber. For real, we have these people. I want you to just think about this. We all have this friend that's been our friend or in our space for 10, 15, 20, sometimes 30 years. And we invite them to the wrong rooms. But we've just been in relationship with them for so long, we feel guilty about not inviting them to this room, or we feel guilty about why we're not doing. The real question becomes, is that a self-helping relationship or a self-hurting relationship? So at the end of the day, we've got to take a look at it, and we have to really understand, who's in our space. And why are they in our space? And do they serve a designed purpose to move towards our goals and aspirations? So at the end of the day, we don't have financial issues. We don't have business issues, right? We don't have health issues unless it's terminal. We have relationship issues. So the question is, do you have the right people in the right seat on the bus of your relationship train? If not, why not? Who are you going to bless and release? Or who are you going to connect with on a more consistent basis? Who are you going to show that you value and appreciate? who you're going to contribute to their life and make their life better than what it is right now, right? Who are you going to focus more on the relationship rather than the results? And then who are you going to make more time? Who are you going to avail yourself to spend more time with to build a more deeper, more meaningful relationships? At the end of the day, rise and grind. Relationships transcend all. Relationships will take you places that money can't. And the reality is, who you are in relationship, it really does matter. 15 minutes, Ben.
Bam. Oh, you brought heat, baby. You brought heat. I hope that I hope that you guys did not miss. Come on, major time, minor people, right? You know how powerful that is. And again, some folks deserve to be released, right? Bless and release. I love that piece. It was spot on. And then we've got, say, right people, but maybe on wrong bus. How about that, right? We've invited them into the wrong room. Now, let me ask you this, because we know that we are the sum of, the 5 people that we basically hang around with most. How would you suggest that, if we're trying to get in relationship with those that are above us, that can help us grow personally, spiritually, or in our business, how would you suggest we go about that quickly?
Oh, real, come from contribution. Let me tell you this, people who are in major positions, right? Nobody ever comes to them and asks them, how can I help you? Everybody's always coming to them, asking them, can I get some of your time? Can you give me some advice? Can you do? I start multiple conversations with the question of, how can I help you? You would be amazed at how much that opens up a conversation, because sometimes we place people on a pedestal, Ben, and we place them up here. And at the end of the day, they're still human. They still have that emotional roller coaster that we all go through. And nobody ever comes to them asking them, how can I help you? Everybody always comes with hat in hand as a taker and very seldom a giver. Wow. So we have to, in order for us to embrace those relationships better, we have to become better givers rather than takers. And from a humanistic perspective, we look to take a lot because we operate from, and that's not a negative way. We operate so often from a position of lack rather than a position of abundance. When we start thinking of abundance, now we start thinking about how much more we can give. When we start thinking from a position of lack, we start thinking about how much more can we get. 2 different
Amen.
Places.
Amen. Wow.
2 different places. So abundance begets giving. Lack begets taking. Take your pick. I mean, however you want to work it, but come from contribution, come from a spirit of giving. Your network, your relationships will grow so much more.
Abundance and scarcity mindset. Again, we've heard it said time and time again, and again, you just touched on it, but a different way. So again, I appreciate that. I think that for those of you who were able to jump on last week with our mega camp, again, to me, Emerick, this ties right in. There was a gentleman on who, and most of my friends will know where I'm headed now. He said, I give because I have, and I have because I give.
I give. Mm-hmm.
Right? That was so powerful that I won't forget it. And I think that's the way I'm led. And I think most people who I know on this call, outside of a few, feel the exact same way. And again, I appreciate that suggestion. And you're right. Those that are way above us that we aspire to get to, they're human too. And if we approach them in a manner like, how can I help and how can I serve? I think that right there will open the door to many, many, many relationships. So My friends, Brad and I, we appreciate the few minutes that you've given us. Emerick, again, I'm honored, my brother, that I can include you as one of my mentors in this business, because your accomplishments they're a mile long. Some of those I share, some of those I'm aspiring to get to. I've got offices that I own, and opportunities that are in front of me, and I appreciate you leading the way, because sometimes we can't get to where we want to if we can't see it, and I can see it through you, and I just appreciate you, man. And that's powerful.
Here's the deal, Ben. I appreciate the accolades. I appreciate you even thinking enough of me to invite me into this space, to introduce me to your friend. That says something about who you are as a person when people invite you into a room with their friends and all of their friends are strangers. That says something. That speaks volumes to what one thinks of you. But you just said something, Ben, and I'm going to leave it like this, right? We always talk about this conversation of where we believe people are, where they're so far ahead of us, right? I just want to just leave this thought. They're only ahead of you in the category that you're measuring. Wrap your brain around that. They're only ahead of you in the category that you're measuring, right? There are other places where you're ahead of them. And this world and human dynamics is about give and take. Nobody's ever ahead in every category. And so as long as we're all looking to get better in all categories, we can always learn from somebody else, even though they may not have the financial success we've had. They may not have the business success that we've had. However, peace of mind is worth $1 billion. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes the money value can't buy peace of mind. The dollar value can't buy peace of mind. The success can't buy peace of mind. It's the little small things of the internal fight and struggles that people have within themselves that's worth $1 billion. And they would trade $1 billion to have that internal peace. Just food for thought.
That's powerful. That's powerful. My friends, I appreciate you all. Tune in next week for absolutely more meat, no salad at all. I mean, we give it to you straight, no chaser, right? Each and every week. And I'm telling you, you'll get value from next week's speaker. Emerick, again, love you, brother. I appreciate you.
Love you, Ben.
And I look forward to seeing you guys all next week. If you need anything, don't hesitate to holler at us.
Ben, relationships will take you places money can't.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I'll see you soon, hopefully.
All right, thanks.
Be blessed, everyone.
Okay. All right.
Bye-bye.